Sometimes you don't finish a mega base, not because you don't want to, but because the game sequel is actually coming out tomorrow and you just want to dive into the next one. This is my first Grounded mega base, and I had a lot of plans for Grounded. I never really got to them because the sequel just got announced last month, and it kind of caught a lot of people off guard, and we're going to be streaming the sequel on a regular basis and building a lot of bases, doing a lot of videos around Grounded 2, but I figured I'd show off this base here in the first Grounded. This is the base that I've been working on for about 2 months here on a lot of our live streams. You know how I build most of our stuff that we do on our channel during our live stream, so if you want to see how any of this stuff is built, or if you just want to come hang out with a bunch of other base builders, join us for a live stream. This is my mega base at the Frankenline. We're going to go ahead and do a walking tour around it, but it's kind of got a little bit of everything that you need to play Grounded. Here's the zipline post where all of my ziplines, most of my ziplines, are connected to from all the different game locations. I call this the front elevation of the property because this is all the basic stuff, and it kind of just looks like the front of the property with everything tucked away in the back there. Had to put a basketball court down because, I mean, it's Grounded and you're allowed to play basketball, so why would you not put a basketball court down? And then this area was more just to be decorative. I had some plans to kind of build this out a little bit, build onto the water a little bit. Never really got that far in it. Just wanted to kind of get this thing done as best I could before the sequel comes out tomorrow here. Let's climb on up this turret tower. You know what's funny is in the entire game, I've only used those turret towers like once or twice. Never really had too much success with them. And so really I just walk around with the crossbow for the flyers and then a bunch of other stuff here. Also, I wanted to put something on the Frankenline, but I never got a chance to put anything on the Frankenline. That's why these doors are here. They're just access doors to get back to each one of the knobs of the Frankenline. But doing that solo takes way too long, and doing it with somebody else requires a lot of planning, and never had a chance to get that done. So either way, that's why all these doors are set up here, so you can get to the Frankenline and draw something on there if you want. All the different bugs on display here, and a bunch of the mussel sprouts out front. We got storage back here. I don't normally do this, but I wanted to do a tucked away storage. Hey, ladybug. Tucked away storage situation here, and so all of my storage is behind the Frankenline in a rudimentary grass facility where everything else is mostly made out of mushroom bricks or ash cement. And this is where all the crafting was getting done to build the entire base. Every single thing was in here. There was more in here before, but I moved a lot of that into the actual base. That's just an access into the base, so that way I didn't have to run all the way around every single time. Let's go through the front door, the front gate here, and see the actual base in all of its glory. I love building at this location because of, just the amount of space that you have here, but the one downside is those bombardier beetles that spawn literally right where I'm standing, and at the end of the video you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. That is the one downside of this base location. This is one of my favorite areas, kind of tucked away down here, because not only do we have some just cool situational bugs and things like that, but this little tucked away area down here, a little statue to Wendell all the way at the bottom. At night it's gorgeous. I have the lights all purple and stuff like that, but I figured why not have a bunch of ant heads worshiping him. Can't really see the purple light during the day, but oh well, it's all good. Let's keep looking around the base here, and I guess the next spot we'll go into is the kitchen. Yeah, let's go into the kitchen here. So the kitchen, I wanted to kind of just do all of the cooking, all of that type of crafting in one area. This stuff used to be in the crafting space, but I moved most of it over here over the course of time, just to kind of build out this area as best I could. I love putting the bugs kind of all around here. It's like the bugs are the ones that are living here. This is one of my favorite tips for Grounded, actually, is if you leave a blade of grass over one of those water collectors and you cut down all the other grass around there, and fairly frequently a water droplet's going to spawn on that grass blade, and all you got to do is just knock it down and it goes right into your water collector. Up on the roof here we have a turret and then also a dewdrop collector, because you're going to need more water than what you can get with a single blade of grass. But that was pretty much it for our kitchen space here. This is the room that only got to 80%, this building rather. As you can see, there's all these mounts on the wall for weapons and shields and things like that. I was going to put one of every single weapon and shield in the game. Same thing with the armor dolls here. Never got the mannequins skinned out, but the trophy room did get finished. But what's funny is as soon as I finished building the trophy room, I watched somebody else's stream and I saw that I've been approaching the trophies completely backwards, and that I should have been building some of these boss trophies, like the mounts, right in front of where their nests are, so that way you can get that little buff before you go into the actual boss fight. But either way, love the trophy room. Let's get out of the trophy building. That's what I call this one. Again, this only got to about 80%. All I needed to do was finish crafting up all the armor and all the weapons and things like that. My favorite boss in the entire game, the Mantis. I love the Mantis fight so much. It's so much fun. Probably some of the best music in the entire game too. This was a late addition. I used to have a hot tub back here, but I decided to get rid of the hot tub in lieu of a giant tower, because there's an exit to the upper yard. But sometimes you just need to make a really tall tower, so that way you can kind of look over everything and see your entire kingdom and kind of just how large this base is. And so that's exactly what we did. Again, this is the spot that I picked. It's not the best spot in terms of where the bugs spawn, but there's so much flat ground here. I was planning on building up into the... Oops, sorry about that. Let's get on back up here. Okay, I was planning on building out onto the koi pond a little bit more, and then also into that grassy area where all those flowers are right there as well, right next to the hot dog wrapper. There's a lot of areas for me to have expanded this base onto, and I just didn't have the opportunity to do it. So either way, let's get on down here and let's check out the other outside spaces before we get into the main building. There's the broodmother that I killed way too many times in this game. But seriously, I think I only took out some of the other bosses only like once or twice. It was the duper was high in effect, and then admittedly I did use console commands right at the end here just to wrap a few things up on this base and cut. What is going on down there? It must be an ant blowing through all that stuff. But either way, let's go ahead and head into the main building here. This is one of my favorite buildings that I've ever built inside of Grounded. I only started doing this base a couple months ago. I've only been playing Grounded for about 6 months because of you guys, because of my chat. You guys kept recommending it constantly over and over again. I had never heard of it prior to this, because I didn't play that many base building games before creating Base Legend, if you can believe it or not. I really just played Conan and a couple others. But either way, you guys encouraged me to play Grounded. I checked it out for the first time, fell in love with it, and then played through the story during live streams, and didn't start base building until I was after the Black Ant Lab. And so there was a lot of base building that I missed out on, and a lot of things. This is literally the first base that I built, the first mega base that I built. I built like a couple other just backstops in this game, as we call them on this channel. Just small little bases with just the bare necessities and all of that. Let's go up to floor 2 here. Just again, I wanted more luxury inside of this one. The bugs never attack these buildings. They never go for this one. They go for like that kitchen one and the one that has the ant lion and the Wendell statue in the bottom of it. And so this one I kind of made as ornate as possible. There it is, the master bedroom. So pretty, so beautiful. Love it. Love how much work went into this one. Some of the different just small details. And that's one of the reasons why I love building in Grounded, is the sheer level of details and just quantity of things that they give you. Grounded is one of the GOATs in terms of base building, and that's why I'm so excited to dive into the sequel starting tomorrow morning. I might be calling in sick to work tomorrow, so that way I can jump on here with you guys, show off the game. We want to get in there and do some location guides, some other things to help people build the best Grounded bases as possible. But either way, let's hop up here, check out the scale of this thing, hop into photo mode. That's the whole base. My character to scale, so that way you can kind of see everything that was built. I love how the front elevation of this base is as big as, if not bigger, than the actual base itself. But I love the tucked away storage as well. That's something that I'm going to try to do again. I mentioned the bombardier beetles, so if you're planning that building at the Frankenline, you got to look out for these guys, because they will just be inside of your base the entire time that you're building. It's a little frustrating. That's why I have that one bombardier beetle statue here, so that way it's just a reminder of like, hey, look out for these guys. That statue has actually scared me several times, so it wasn't the brightest idea. But either way, guys, thank you very much for checking out this base tour. This is the mega base for Grounded. We were going to do so many more inside of Grounded, never got around to it, but either way, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys very much.